we're on more than here for the review of Sogen no Soma episode 20, or episode 8 if you go with the fourth. If you call it season 4, which makes no sense, it says season 3 in the beginning and so on. And otherwise, I mean, it says like season 3, the train season. It's something, yeah, right? It's like weird. Anyway, as I said in Megan's reaction video as well, be sure to check out the other video we did this morning when I watched the OVA, which is really, really fun. And also, check out the OVA. It's a very not safe for work. It's just a lot of fan service, a lot of nakedness. It's up pie and butts just all the time, pretty much for 10 minutes. It's just really funny though, but it's very, very. It's when you do with OVAs right, you can do way less censorship, and it's very, very clear in that OVA that yeah, this is way less censored than how the episodes usually are. Anyway, episode 20 then. Erina, yeah, it's an episode about Erina for sure, right? It's about her kind of growing as a character in many aspects. So first of all, I think I would say it's more important, honestly, that she kind of learns to improvise. She goes against her father and has a big like narrative standpoint. But her as a character though, if it's like she's learning to improvise, right? She's like, well, I have to just trust in these two weirdos and they're doing something crazy. So I'm gonna do a steak. Like that's not what you do, but I will do a steak and I will mince that steak later on, and like that's crazy. And that's something she's never done before because she's a gourmet chef. She has a very, very strict, this is how you make proper food. So it's the first time she ever like did something crazy, right? Like the Soma and Saiba does. So that's a huge thing for her. And then of course later, of course, also this proves her father and tells him off and so on. But I feel that almost her like improvising is a bigger like characterization for her, right? Because she of course hated her father. She always hated her father, afraid of him, and kind of learning to go against her father is something that she can learn, you know, eventually anyway. Right? The more she hates him, or the more courage she gets and so on, she would eventually, hopefully, go against him. So that's kind of like a given, so to speak, that the way more the narrative goes in that direction, she eventually will go say no, right? But this part where her improvising, that feels more like a chasing, more like character development, which actually changes her character, right? She changes what she thinks is proper and so on. So I think that actually is a bigger thing. But both of them, of course, are huge scenes, and the episode is definitely about Erina's character development. By far, the episode is all about Erina. And she also, in the end, of course, gets to be the trustee of carrying the passports or student pass. And if she loses, then I guess they will lose the pass. Not really, but like, yeah, she's a trust, right? So she's the pillar in their army and so on. And she's been the general Erina, teacher Erina, Arrow Sensei Erina, right, for a while though. So of course she's again here, kind of the central figure of the rebellions, right? So yeah, so that was pretty good. It's pretty cute to hear they all like each other, right? So they're like, this guy is good, yeah. So they are all respecting each other, earning more trust, and then I have some jokes. I like the classic thing you see in the air, which is kind of weird in Sogen no Soma, right? It's kind of weird thing with Sogen no Soma where in most other animes you have like all these Tensei guys. They're all evil monsters. Like they're the evil sages or whatever. They have these powers and so on, but they might be quirky characters, you know, by themselves and so on. But they're usually evil. But in Soma, it's very much like we see them calling, and then they don't want to ask. I said, I probably lose. Like, that Rinder's like, don't tell him that. He's a loser. He knows that, right? And it's like keep piling on shit to him and so on. And it's like a lot of joke between the seasons. It's really enjoyable. But also, I feel that it's quite. Ours are unique, but definitely it's a little different here and in most other like shonen animes, where the bad guys actually always the bad guys, right? They might have really big personalities, they might have like interesting backstory and so on, but it's but yeah, it gives me the One Piece feel to it, but they also usually have these weird quirky personalities and they keep fighting with each other and so on, about stuff like CP9 for example. I don't want to spoil, but like they had this thing like, oh, you don't know Jabura, like that thing. They have also that going for them and so on. So yeah, that's pretty sweet in Soma, how they kind of humanize the seeds though. The problem with that though, and I hope it will be explained, but I don't think it will be explained, is why did they then betray the school and so on? Because they all seem to be like normal people that have this like quirky personality and their cooking skills. So why did they turn to the evil side? That's kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, overall, pretty good episode. I always say the pacing was a little slow in the middle. Even though I enjoyed the whole episode, I felt like it could probably be a little faster, somewhat, though. I would say so. But probably like an 8.5 or so is what I'll give the episode review. Yeah, so 8.5, good episode, very much about Erina growing, right? Both by imposing her father, but also by her actually changing her character a lot and kind of like accepting other viewpoints of cooking and so on. So overall, that was really good, and I hope to see you guys next week for our next review.